Good afternoon, Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance Services, InsuranceSideHustling.com, TheInsuranceTrainers.com. I'm here today doing a video that we're updating, and it's going to be for our team and some of those that are on our mastermind group about the wealthiest zip codes in the U.S. So this was something I just recently purchased, and I wanted to kind of discuss through it just what could you do with something like this from a marketing standpoint. So first off, I'm just scrolling through here. This was a list that I just recently purchased. Wealthiest zip codes in the U.S. You see state, zip code, wealth number in terms of total income. So you're going to see a lot of obviously California, New York, but you could really scan down and also say, well, what's maybe like a sweet spot? What if I wanted to target people that say made $200,000 to $300,000 a year? What does that look like? And what zip codes could I find in my state or near me? Or if you wanted to market out of state, you could do that. And then what could you do with it? Well, several ideas that you could do with it. A couple of things that you could do is, let's say you were wanting to do some marketing in Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. And you say, you know what, I want to target between $200,000 to $300,000 in income. Okay. And I could pick and say, all right, well, this zip code 19525 looks like it's got pretty good income. So we've talked about this in the past in terms of how you could develop centers of influence. One of the things you could do is go to Zillow. And then I'm just going to type that zip code in, 19525. Okay. And now, so 19525, it's going to pull this zip code up. Okay. You can already see there you're looking at some nicer, some larger homes selling in and around 500,000. What could you do from there? So let's say you're an agent in Pennsylvania, or let's say you want to market in Pennsylvania. Well, you could say, okay, I want to see homes that are, I only want single family. I want, I'm really looking for price. I use Zillow a lot more on the here we go. I use Zillow a lot more on the on my iPhone than anything else. And I want homes that are 400,000 to any price. Okay? And now it's going to pull up several homes. Okay? So now I could go on, and I've drilled this down a little bit. Okay? So here's a home, 460,000. Now, this was recently sold, or it was sold, so I also want to put for sale. That's the big trick with this, right? Okay, so that really narrowed it down, but if you see here, there's 93 new homes, right? So let me look, and I'm just going to kind of scan. Okay, so let's see here. Here is 6 new homes here. Woodfield by Ryan Homes. Okay, so let's say you live in Pennsylvania. Could you reach out and call Ryan Homes? Or even if you were in the area, stop by, right? Old school, I know. Old school's new school. And try and get in with the realtor there, the developer there. Don't assume they have their own insurance. They may not, right? And develop a relationship with them there. You could, if we could find, let's see, and I remove the boundary, make it a little bit bigger here. Okay, so here's, really nice, 1.85 million, big old home, or I'm sorry, on quite a bit of land. Okay. And click and scroll down, and normally you can find who the listing agent is. And that's really where I'm going with a lot of this, is that, okay, so you could see here, right here, it's listed by Scott Newell Remax, right? Remember, there's so much information that's public record, that's online, that's other people that you just have to be willing to try and make the connections. So now I look up Scott Newell Remax Alliance. Okay, so let's see what we can find on Scott Newell. Okay. So here's Scott Newell, Souderton, PA real estate team. Just kind of scanning through a few of these things here. So let's click on this one. Okay. So now, and if you notice, I also want to highlight something else. So if you look here, when we went over here, do you see how this is giving me a 215-723-4150? Now, I don't necessarily know if that's Scott Seller or not. It may be, it may not be. But what I did by just doing a simple search on him, now I found his page, right? And clearly his cell is this 267-421-9266, right? Also looks like he's got several designations, some specialty. He also does, it looks like Florida, South Carolina, so he does some other areas. Maybe, let's see. Okay, so he's won some awards. Clearly a pretty high-end realtor, right? You can see other of his listings. So what could the approach be? Well, it's really several things. Number one of the first things that you could do and look at is say, okay, do I know anyone that's connected to him? And you may say, well, wait a minute, that's crazy. I really doubt I know anyone that's connected to him. But with social media today, with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you could start. You could go on there. You may see a friend who's connected to him, and then you could ask for an introduction. Hey, could you introduce me to Scott? Right? It's when you get introduced like that, that can be very powerful. That would probably be one of the best. The other thing you just do is you could text him. You could call him. You could try and email him. You could connect with him on Facebook. Look, he's got his Facebook right here. So you could connect with him on Facebook, right? Okay, you could like his page. You could try and also find his personal page. And then what could you do where you could add some value? Well, going back to this, you could do a custom proposal for this property. You could go look it up on Property Appraiser, get all the information you can on it and say, hey, Scott, just want to introduce myself. My name's Doug Levi. I specialize in homes in your area, home insurance in your area. I'd love to add value to you and your clients. Here's a proposal that we did for this so that a potential seller has an idea of what the insurance costs would be. Love to connect for coffee or a Zoom call. What's your calendar like the next week or the following week? Question mark. Right? Now, Scott may not jump up and down and, oh, wow, you're the greatest thing. You sell insurance? No way. I don't know anyone that sells insurance. He may, though. He may reply right away. Oh, wow. Hey, this client's actually been asking, or I've got someone asking about insurance right now. The point is, if you spend a little bit of time and do this type of behavior, what if you made your goal every day and say, I'm going to reach out to 10 to 15 to 20 high value contacts like this. And you did it consistently, and you did it every day, day in, day out, or you did it a couple times a week. My not only guess, but my telling you is you're going to create some new relationships. And here's the thing. You only need a couple of really, really good relationships like this that can really, really drive your business. So again, that's one idea of how we basically just took some of this data from the wealthiest zip codes. We then boiled it down and said, okay, what's an area I want to go after? And you can see these are, lots of different states in the country here. This list that, again, will be for our team. We've got over 70,000 contact rows here. Now, again, you may not want to contact the very, very bottom, right? So the whole idea was contacting a little bit of a higher end client, because a bigger home is going to be more insurance premium, is also going to lead to more cars, more vacation homes, boats, jet skis, all sorts of other things that you can get involved with. Those of you that do life and health, there could be cross-sell opportunities for life and health insurance and on, right? So we basically took this data. We then we did a little bit of research in Zillow, in Zillow. And then we tried really drilling down and finding an agent. We then searched that agent, right? And then we said, okay, we've got their info. Now what's our strategy going to be to contact them or call them? We could look for introductions for people that are common between us. We could reach out via text, via email, via social media, right? And the big thing in all of this is being persistent. It may not be the first time you contact Scott. You may say, if you have a few realtors that you really, really want to connect with, it may be something that you maybe want to try and touch base with them once a month or once a quarter. Perhaps you look for something that is going on in your area that you could drop them a line on. Maybe it pertains to insurance. Maybe you could find something going on in your area in insurance. You could type in where you live in insurance, and because insurance touches so many areas of our lives, there's almost always something. I can tell you down here in Florida, this happens all the time. Changes in flood insurance, changes in homeowners insurance, changes in what the state's doing with regards to the insurance regulations in terms of keeping people updated. half the battle at times is just that good communication, right? So that is one strategy. The other thing that you could do is you could go to the county property appraiser, okay? And now you've got that zip code that you know is a high value zip code. And you could go to the county property appraiser. And this is almost always public record. It is public record. Like I'll show you here our local property appraiser, right? So we could say here, and this is a pretty good zip code. This is a nice area of Florida. Okay. And I'm going to type in 34685. Okay. So I could then go and pull different properties that are in that zip code, okay? And then you could potentially do a mailer out. Direct mail still works, right? You could come up with a call to action. You could pivot right to our $17 Amazon gift card challenge, right? That we have right on our website. We've talked quite a bit about, hey, love an opportunity to help you and your family. We offer a $17 Amazon gift card just to compare your current insurance, see if we can find any gaps in your coverage or offer you some savings. So there's lots of ways and strategies in terms of going after the market. The big thing is knowing, guys, it's out there. There are people doing it at a high level and making a lot of money and helping a lot of people and having a lot of fun doing it. So I hope this was an encouragement to you today. I hope those on our team take advantage of this, especially if you're interested in being part of our team. Feel free to either text me 727-385-5082, or you can always email us at info@getstrategicins.com. And as always, I encourage you to dream big and make it happen. Have a great day.